You in the mirror, I put in front of me, I put in front of me, linger on, your pale eyes, linger on, your pale eyes. Skip a life completely, stuff it in a cup. She said money is like us in time. It lies but can't stand up. Down for you is up. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. It was good what we did yesterday, and I'd do it once again. The fact that you are married only proves you're my best friend. But it's truly, truly a sin. Linger on, your pale blue eyes. Linger on, your pale blue eyes.
Good evening, Cassiowave. I hope everyone has been having a good week and has been enjoying the snow if you're on the East Coast because we got hit with like a pretty big snowstorm. I kind of just spent like the snowstorm inside and listened to music and built this playlist. But I think kind of like being inside all weekend inspired me to do this playlist because I've been listening to a lot of the last band and I don't want to like give that away for now, so you guys can like just sit and think of like what you think the last band is gonna be, but for now I'm just gonna talk about the bands that I did play, and the genre that I decided to focus on this week was art rock. And I think art rock is actually a very cool genre because there's a lot of bands that I really, really like that I didn't know fit into this mold. I think like Black Country New Road is kind of like what inspired me to do this playlist, but I'm not sure if we'll have time to play them today, so make sure to check them out in your free time if you like the vibes. But basically, art rock is really close to psychedelic rock in terms of sound. A lot of people also consider art rock to be a child of prog, um, or like they're like very similar. Like some people say like you don't even need to differentiate from prog and art rock. But personally, I think like art rock is filled with a lot of like psychedelic elements that are present in psych rock, but I think it's like not enough to really push them into being like psychedelic rock bands. Um, but their sound is different enough from the generic bands in their genres, which I think is what created art rock. Um, but the first band that I played was the Beach Boys, and they're like the first band that were like officially crowned with the title art rock. And Pet Sounds as an album is kind of cited to be the first album where music critics or listeners started using that phrase to describe the music. But the term art rock actually didn't come around until the Velvet Underground released their first album. So the Velvet Underground, they released an album and they commissioned Andy Warhol to help with the creative directing of the album and of the songs. So while he not only like drew the cover, he also kind of like helped them like create these songs. So that is where the term art really like came in into this genre to differentiate it from other pieces of rock. And I think I played Pale Blue Eyes from the Velvet Underground as well, to kind of like show how art rock can be like more upbeat, or it could also be very like chill and quiet. I'm going to be moving into what people consider like the second round of art rock, or after like that term got like finalized through the Velvet Underground. People think that like Pink Floyd was one of the more popular bands that picked up this genre. So I'm gonna play some of my favorite Pink Floyd songs, and then I'll talk about that, and maybe we'll get into the next band, and I'll give some movie recommendations of the week that I think fit, and maybe at the end we'll draw a tarot card to see what the vibe of the week is. I love this song. I'm honestly not sure if like this recording caught the Beach Boys, so we'll see. But yeah, I've watched a lot of movies the last couple weeks, so I'm really excited to talk about that. I also love Pink Floyd, so I'm going to talk about how like I literally listened to this album for the first time this year, and I'll be like, I was really sleeping on Pink Floyd for the first 24 years of my life. I literally don't know, like I feel like I was like, yeah, obviously everybody likes them, like I think that's why I never really like looked into them. I was like, whatever, like we know they're good, but like I listened to it, I'm like, they're really good, like especially this song. I really like this song, like it's so good. So the last two songs that you just heard were Breathe in the Air by Pink Floyd and then On the Run, also by Pink Floyd. I just thought it was like really funny that Pink Floyd is considered art rock because very recently, I think in the last couple months, have I like sat down and then like re-listened to The Dark Side of the Moon. Like actually, like I feel like I've always just like kind of had it on my playlists or like I would listen to it like just like randomly, but after like fully sitting down and listening to it, like it became like one of my favorite albums. And especially like Breathe, I think that song is very, descriptive of like maybe like what art rock is, because I think as genres like develop and as people make more and more names for different genres, I think that they become less of categories and more like tags. So like, just because one band can be in one genre doesn't mean that it is not also another genre, hypothetically. So that's been cool. I think that also like connects to the song that we're listening to right now, the 21st Century Schizoid Man by King Crimson, because people will like argue that King Crimson is purely a prog rock band, but I think that they like do. I feel like they are progressive, but they also are art rock. I think bands that really put a lot of effort into like the showmanship or the performance of their pieces, I think like that pushes them into the line of art rock, and especially with like how long King Crimson songs are, I think that definitely like means something. They're trying to get you to like experience a feeling like through their music that's very purposeful. And I think that is what separates maybe people from prog and art rock. Um, but while this song plays, which is called The Court of the Crimson King, I'm going to talk about the first band that I played, the Beach Boys, because I think it's really interesting that they're cited as like the first art rock band when they were like releasing music. They were known as surf or cruise or psychedelia. But as the term became popular and it being more widely used, people started looking back and really cemented them as like the first band that like had that sound even before the genre was created. So I think it's very interesting to see how like people or like musicians really grasp onto certain ideas or like tonal signatures, and they either like replicate it or they try to like turn that idea on their head, which like in turn creates like different genres and different names. But yeah, we're going into my like most like my favorite part of the show, so that's why I wanted to talk while these two songs were playing, so we can just like listen and enjoy and finish out the end of the show. But before that, I wanted to talk about some movies that I watched recently. One of them was No Other Choice, and that is a South Korean film that I thought was released recently, but I think it has been out for a while and it's just being like re-released into theaters now. But it's a comedy and thriller by Park Chan-wook, and I thought it was actually like really amazing. I feel like I watch a lot of movies, so it's like rare these days that I leave a movie and I feel like it changed my life, but I feel like it was really funny and the score was great, and the way that the director like imbues the score into moments of the film was like really amazing, and I think it makes you feel a lot of the emotions that the characters are going through. And if you've seen Marty Supreme recently, I think you would also like No Other Choice. It's very similar, and I think it's very fun. So I recommend that, and it's still in theaters, so you guys can go see it. But if you want to watch something on streaming, I also watched Uncut Gems, and I really enjoyed that as well. I think it was, people do describe it as stressful, and I think it is stressful, but overall, I think it's very thrilling. Like, I think, like, you really want to follow the characters till the end, and I, like, had a blast the whole time. it kind of made me feel the same way as I felt when I was watching Fight Club. Like, I don't know, I want to go back and like watch it again to see if I'll notice anything new, because I was probably so stressed out during my first watch because of the tension. But yeah, I'm going to continue on and play some artists that are heavily debated whether they're art rock or not, but they're artists that I really like. So I'm gonna continue by playing Babushka by Kate Bush, and then we'll move into Haldren by Black Country New Road. Switch the song once it got a little too overwhelming, but I feel like I've been really enjoying it, so I don't know, I really don't think I have time. That was good. I did not plan that. I think that was actually really good. Let's go. I love this song. I love this song. I don't go for it. Sorry, am I allowed to curse? I guess I am. This is my show.
Can't get the stink out. He's been hanging around for days. Comes like a comet, suck at you but not your friends. And they'll get to you and teach you how to be a hoe. Can you do it to yourself? You do. That's why you do it to yourself, just you. Don't get my sympathy, hanging at the 15th floor. Change your locks 3 times, I still come reeling through the door. When did I get to you and teach you how to get to pure rest? Hell, you do it to yourself, you do. And that's why we ask, you do it to yourself, just you. You never ask, you do it to yourself.
So good. I think this is my favorite Radiohead song, honestly. I think Just is my favorite Radiohead song. I don't know what it is. They literally put like crack in here. Like, what? Like, let's read the lyrics right now. Can't get this stink off. He's been hanging around for days. Comes like a comet, suckered you, but not your friends. One day he'll get to you and teach you how to be a holy cow. You do it to yourself, you do. And that's what, and that's what really hurts, is that you do it to yourself. Just you.
now. So sorry, Ryan, you're gonna get called out on YouTube. Ryan be like, sorry, I missed your show. And I'm like, no, sorry, that's not actually when my show is. And then he actually misses it. Like, that's the crazy thing, I think. Well, I'm also gonna text him this, so yeah, he'll probably know about it. I love this song. Guys, I love Radiohead. I'm coming out as a Radiohead lover. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I mean, something really, really wrong is wrong with me, I think. I feel like they were such good writers. Okay, hopefully this doesn't cut off my recording.
So before I end the show, I'm just gonna pull a tarot card for today, and it is the moon. So the moon basically means that it's a quiet period. It's time to like really trust your intuition and think and really like believe in your instincts. It might be like an uncertain time for a lot of you, so just make sure to like really like take time to be mindful and present in your day-to-day. And a little activity that you can do this week, which is tied to the card, is paying attention to your dreams. Your dreams might have like some like clues or hints on how to help you. But yeah, so that's the end of the show, and come on next week at 6 p.m. Thank you.